আমরা শেয়ার করছি, আমি এটা আলোচনা করছি। হ্যাঁ, মন দিয়ে শুনবে, আলোচনাটা খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট। যে আমি কি করছি, যে aspects of language, short notes, origin of language, the origins of language, evolutionary perspective, কথাটা লিখতে হবে। তারপরে লিখতে হবে বায়োলজিক্যাল ফাউন্ডেশন, যে কোনো ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজের বায়োলজিক্যাল ফাউন্ডেশনস is very important. The study of the origins of the language often involves examining the biological underpinnings of human cognition. If there is no biological underpinnings of human recognition, then the language does not start. So the word that is to be used over here is genetic mutations and brain development, particularly in areas like Broca's and Wernicke's regions. These are the regions in language. You need to know the names only. Then comes the question after evolutionary perspectives, under which falls the biological foundations, social evolutions, gesture and vocalization. You have to mention this point. These gesture theories means some theories propose that language originated from manual gestures. Early humans may have used gestures as a precursor to linguistic expression. Gestures का भंगिमा वाला তুই কিভাবে ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজটাকে প্রেজেন্ট করছো, vocalization, proto languages. This means the transition or change from gestures to vocalization. হাত পা নাড়িয়ে কথা যে বার্তা যে বলো, তখনই তো vocalizationটা আরো বেশি স্পষ্ট হয়ে যায়। ওকে, তারপর proto language, an early and rudimentary form of language, the way you use the language, gestures, vocalization, তারপরে simple symbols থাকে। তারপরে cultural evolution, cultural transmissions বোঝায়, language could have developed as a cultural invention, allowing the transmission of knowledge, skills, and tradition across generations. So evolution of language may be intertwined with the cultural evolution of human societies. Then comes symbolic representation, the ability to represent objects and concepts symbolically. When we speak, don't we say symbolically what you want to speak? We point out and we speak. So that is a symbolical representation. So language enabled early humans to share abstract ideas. Then comes the cognitive prerequisites. Means what? Theory of the mind, cognitive, mind. Language may have evolved alongside the development of a theory of the mind, the ability to attribute mental state to oneself and others. Then comes cognitive flexibility. After cognitive prerequisites comes cognitive flexibility. The emergence of the language is often associated with increased cognitive flexibility. Means what? The ability to manipulate symbols and convey abstract meanings. When you talk, don't you make symbols and talk? That is the way. Linguistic continuity and discontinuity. That means what continuity hypothesis means. Some researchers argue for gradual and continuous evolution of language. Language goes on evolving and expressing itself. Then comes discontinuity hypothesis. Alternatively, certain scholars posit that a language had a more abrupt origin, marking a significant departure from linguistic communication. So summary actually is what is the origins of the language are a complex interplay of biological, cognitive, social, cultural factors. You have to be careful. All these we have already discussed in very brief because it is brief note. Then the brief note is cardinal vowels. What are these cardinal vowels? Cardinal vowels are a set of reference vowels used in phonetics to describe the vowel sounds of language. These vowel sounds serves as anchor points, fixed points in the vowel space. providing a systematic way to analyze and compare different vowel qualities. Then is development. There are many linguists, one of them is Daniel Jones, introduced the concept of cardinal vowels in the early 20th century. So he identified and categorized these vowels based on their articulatory and auditory properties, aiming to create a standard system for describing vowel sound A, E, I, O, U. Then comes representation. Cardinal vowels are typically represented on a vowel chart, which is a visual representation of the vowel space. So I've also included vowel charts in your previous note. These vowel charts are the following: I, E, A, O, U, and Y. Y is also vowel chart. So these vowels are pronounced when we talk. Articulatory features. What are these? Each cardinal vowel A, E, I, O, U correspond to specific articulatory features. That means of the tongue. How you use your tongue. A, E, E when you open your mouth in between the teeth. I, open your mouth. O, from inside your mouth. U, when you open both the tongues and you pronounce it. High, mid, low. These are said to be. So back of the tongue, front of the tongue, central back of the tongue. We all use it. That is called auditory features. Auditory distinctions is what cardinal vowels are not only defined by the articulatory features but also by the perceived auditory distinctions. If you don't understand A, E, I, O, U properly, then the pronunciation will also be not proper. Applications in phonetics. Cardinal vowels provide a standardized reference point for the analysis and comparison of vowels across languages. So across languages, even in Bengali, when we pronounce certain words, it's o, ah, like that. These are called pronunciation. And in every language, ka, kha, ga, we have this type of articulatory phonetics. Then comes limitations of how to use cardinal vowels. So it is seen that describing vowel qualities, it is important to note that they represent an idealized system and they make us understand the vowel, the presentation of vowel properly. Then comes international phonetic alphabet. Actually, the students of phonetics should be aware of this international phonetic alphabet. In the previous note, I've given you phonetic alphabet, a chart of the phonetic alphabet. If you have the desire, you can go into it and see into it. That these international phonetic alphabet incorporates symbols derived from the cardinal vowels to represent vowel sounds in a standardized way. So, in summary, you can say cardinal vowels play a crucial role in phonetics by providing a standardized framework for describing and analyzing vowel sounds. Then, short note comes anaphora. 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 You have to do any two. If you are prepared with the previous two, that you can do them nice. Okay. But ওই দুটোই পড়বে in the examination, there's no very much of surety. If instead of these two, international anaphora falls, anaphora is a rhetorical device. Always remember, anaphora is a rhetorical device. Nothing to get perplexed. How you say a language is anaphora. Examples like Martin Luther King Jr. said, I have a dream speech. I have a dream that one day I have a dream that one day I'll become this or I'll become that. These are called anaphora, the way of expressing yourself. Charles Dickens' famous novel, A Tale of Two Cities. So it was the best time, it was the worst time, it was the age of wisdom. The Tale of Two Cities talk about it. The foolishness of the part of people who are not well aware that what they are talking, they are themselves not aware of what they are talking. Then come purpose, emphasis. What is the purpose of language? You want to emphasize what you want to say. That is the purpose of language. Anaphora describes this emphasis. Rhythm, chanda, repetition is very much necessary in language. Unity brings coherence and unity to a piece, linking ideas from one to the other, and also themes. Themes also linked together. Persuasion, কোনো কিছু বিশ্বাস করার যে একটা ইচ্ছা যে তুমি কি বলতে চাইছো. Persuasion, often used in persuasive writings, it can be in speeches to drive home a point. So anaphora should be used judiciously to avoid monotony. Always if you use anaphora and say that you know a lot and others know nothing, others are fools, as some leaders they do it, they think that they know a lot, whatever language they want, whatever what they want to say, they say. That is not the way of expression. It should be understood to all. The cooperative principle is also very important in communication theory. So this cooperative principle should not be ignored. So we should remember of the maximum of quantity, informative, how much informative, to what extent we can be informative, maximum quality that you can introduce into your language is also very much important. Maximum relation, সম্পর্ক, how you can convey through your language is important. Maximum manners that you utilize in the utilization of the knowledge in the language. Manners of the maximum people, they don't know how to use proper manners in what you call language representation. Either they become too mannered or well mannered or not at all mannerly. So this is all very important in the cooperative principle theory. So out of these four, whichever you should know what are they, but first two are important to be known because it is given in most of the examination. That means 4 marks each, 4 marks or 5 marks, you'll see it. It is, if you can write what you want to say properly, you might get the full marks also. Any two notes, 10 marks, short notes, 10, 10, 20, 18 ও পাওয়া যায়. 18 is also possible to score here. If you can remember what you wanted to say, properly you have represented the fact, what you want to say. You can get that also. Then comes how does human language differ from animal? Animal communication and human communication is not the same. You know it very well. Nothing new for me to say. So human language and animal communication differ in several ways, reflecting the unique cognitive abilities, the way to express, and linguistic complexities of humans. Animals are not aware of it. Then complexity and structure of the language of the animals are not same as the humans. Productivity, human language infinitely generative, allowing the creation of a novel expression and ideas. Animal not possible. They cannot express ideas. Displacement, human language ability to discuss past, present, and future events. Animal communication primarily focused on immediate situation. The tiger, the moment he sees that there's a prey before him, and if he's hungry, he'll immediately jump on it. Symbolism. We human beings you use various symbols for our expression, but animals are not able to use them. Duality of patterning means human language combines discrete sounds, phonemes. I was other day trying to explain to you what are morphemes, what are phonemes. Phonemes is the sound of the words to create meaningful units. These are phonemes. Annual communication কোনো রকম phonemes নেই, hierarchical structure নেই. Grammar and syntax. Human beings follow strictly grammar and syntax. Animals, animal communication lacks such intricate grammatical structure. How will they know grammar? They've not been taught grammar to speak in the grammatical language. Learning and teaching. This is the quality of the human language, but not the quality of the animal. Learning and teaching. So you have to be careful about this point also. Creativity, human language can create what situations, what they want to express, but animals cannot do it. They have the limited ability for creative expression. Then intentionality. Human languageের মধ্যে intention রয়েছে, abstract ideas and emotions. হ্যাঁ, ও আচ্ছা, হ্যাঁ, আমি এই অবধি তোমাকে বুঝিয়ে দিলাম। হ্যাঁ, মেটা, হ্যাঁ, ও, ও, যেতেই হচ্ছে নাকি? যেতেই হবে নাকি? হুম, হ্যাঁ, রাত্রে কখন? রাত্রে কখন? ওকে, ওকে, ঠিক আছে। ঠিক আছে, আমি রাখছি তাহলে। হ্যাঁ, ওকে।